Today, we're diving deep into 1997's legendary cinematic masterpiece, Titanic. Ever wondered what happened to Jack, Rose, and the unforgettable faces that made this film a global sensation? Buckle up as we revisit the cast, from their iconic on-screen moments to how they look today. Plus, we've got some surprising facts about their real names, ages, and what they've been up to since sailing into Hollywood history. Let's set sail. Francis Fisher. Born on May 11, 1952, in Milford-on-Sea, England, Francis Fisher brought to life one of Titanic's most formidable characters, Ruth DeWitt Bukater, the aristocratic and unyielding mother of Rose, played by Kate Winslet. As the ultimate high society enforcer, Ruth's relentless push for her daughter to marry into wealth added to the film's emotional stakes, making her a key force behind Rose's inner turmoil. At 45, Fisher delivered a performance that perfectly captured the rigid expectations of the early 20th century elite, earning her praise for her poise, precision, and commanding presence. Since Titanic, Fisher has remained a powerhouse in Hollywood, taking on an array of strong, dramatic roles across film and television. Known for her piercing intensity and versatility, she continues to captivate audiences with each performance. Now at 72, she's not just a veteran actress but a respected industry figure, frequently appearing at major events and using her platform to champion social causes. Victor Garber. Born on March 16, 1949, in London, Ontario, Canada, Victor Garber brought quiet dignity to Titanic as Thomas Andrews, the ship's chief architect. His portrayal of the noble and deeply compassionate Andrews added a human dimension to the disaster as he wrestled with the devastating reality of the ship's fate. At 47, Garber delivered a performance filled with integrity and sorrow, making Andrews one of the film's most unforgettable figures, a man who, in the face of catastrophe, chose to help others rather than save himself. Even after Titanic, Garber's career never hit an iceberg. Now 75, he remains a powerhouse in Hollywood, effortlessly balancing film, television, and theater. Whether commanding the screen with his presence or earning acclaim for his versatility, he's widely respected as a consummate professional, known for both his talent and his warmth. Gloria Stewart. Born Gloria Stewart on July 4, 1910, in Santa Monica, California, Gloria Stewart left an indelible mark on cinema as the older version of Rose Dawson Calvert in James Cameron's Titanic. As the film's narrator, she breathed life into Rose's memories, framing the romance, loss, and tragedy of the voyage with haunting beauty. At 86, Stewart's mesmerizing performance earned her an Academy Award nomination, making her one of the oldest nominees in Oscar history. Her warmth, wisdom, and grace made Rose's story feel achingly real, cementing Titanic as more than just a love story. It became a legend. Stewart's legacy stretches far beyond the film. A revered figure from Hollywood's golden age, she captivated audiences for decades with her elegance and talent. She passed away on September 26, 2010, at the remarkable age of 100, leaving behind a career that spanned generations. To this day, her role in Titanic remains one of cinema's most unforgettable performances, a timeless tribute to love, loss, and the power of storytelling. Leonardo DiCaprio. Born on November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California, Leonardo DiCaprio became a global sensation as Jack Dawson, the free-spirited artist who stole hearts and changed cinematic history in Titanic. With his effortless charm, magnetic charisma, and undeniable chemistry with Kate Winslet, DiCaprio turned Jack into a legend. At just 21, he delivered a performance that not only defined an era, but also launched him into the stratosphere of Hollywood stardom. But Titanic was just the beginning. Over the years, DiCaprio has built an extraordinary career, headlining critically acclaimed films like The Aviator, Inception, and The Revenant, which finally earned him his long-awaited Academy Award. Beyond acting, he has become a fierce advocate for environmental causes, using his platform to push for global change. Now at 50, he remains one of Hollywood's most respected and influential figures, proving that his legacy is as unsinkable as the film that made him a star. Kate Winslet, born on October 5, 1975, in Reading, Berkshire, England, Kate Winslet made cinematic history as Rose DeWitt Bukater, the high society young woman yearning for freedom in Titanic. Her performance was a mesmerizing blend of vulnerability and strength, capturing Rose's transformation from a life of constraints to one of self-discovery and passion. At just 21, Winslet delivered a powerhouse performance that earned her an Academy Award nomination and solidified her as one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars. But Titanic was just the beginning. Winslet went on to forge an acclaimed career, starring in films like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Reader, which won her an Oscar, and Steve Jobs. Known for her versatility, raw talent, and down-to-earth personality, she remains one of the most respected actors in the industry. Now at 49, Winslet continues to captivate audiences worldwide, proving that some stars never fade. They only shine brighter. If you enjoyed this video, drop a 1 in the comments, and if not, let me know with a 0. I appreciate your feedback. Billy Zane, born on February 24, 1966, in Chicago, Illinois, Billy Zane made cinematic history as Caledon Cal Hockley, the wealthy and titled fiancé of Rose DeWitt Bukater in Titanic. With his slicked back hair, icy glare, and unchecked arrogance, Zane delivered a masterful performance as the film's ultimate antagonist, embodying the rigid elitism and possessiveness of the era's upper class. His portrayal of Cal, seething with jealousy and privilege, added a gripping layer of tension that made him one of the most memorable villains in movie history. At just 31, Zane's performance ensured that audiences would love to hate him for decades to come. Following Titanic, Zane kept the momentum going, taking on diverse roles in films like The Phantom, Zoolander, and the TV series Mad Dogs. With his undeniable screen presence and versatility, he also stepped behind the camera as a producer. Now at 59, he remains active in the industry, often making appearances at film festivals while also immersing himself in the worlds of art and philanthropy. Love him or loathe him, Billy Zane's legacy as Titanic's most infamous suitor is forever unsinkable. Kathy Bates. Born on June 28, 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, Kathy Bates brought charm, wit, and a whole lot of heart to Titanic as the legendary, unsinkable Molly Brown. A wealthy yet down-to-earth socialite, Molly stood apart from the rigid upper class with her compassion, humor, and unshakable spirit. Whether standing up for Jack Dawson or cutting through the aristocratic nonsense with her no-nonsense attitude, Bates made Molly one of the film's most lovable and memorable characters. At 49, she delivered a performance that was equal parts warmth and steel, proving that not all first-class passengers were cut from the same cloth. Already an Oscar winner for Misery, Bates continued her stellar career after Titanic, dominating both film and television. From About Schmidt to Richard Jewell to American Horror Story, she's built a legacy of powerhouse performances, cementing her status as one of Hollywood's most respected and versatile actors. Now 76, Bates remains a force in the industry, beloved for her authenticity, talent, and that signature no BS attitude that makes every role unforgettable. Bill Paxton. Born on May 17, 1955 in Fort Worth, Texas, Bill Paxton brought a modern-day perspective to Titanic as Brock Lovett, the ambitious treasure hunter obsessed with uncovering the secrets of the wreck. At first, Lovett is driven by the lure of fortune, leading an expedition to retrieve the legendary heart of the ocean diamond. But as he listens to Rose's haunting account, his fascination shifts from gold to something far more profound: the human stories behind the tragedy. Paxton's natural charisma and curiosity made him the perfect anchor for the film's framing narrative, guiding audiences into one of the most unforgettable tales in cinematic history. A Hollywood staple long before Titanic, Paxton was known for standout roles in Aliens, Apollo 13, and Twister, winning over audiences with his everyman charm and versatility. Tragically, he passed away on February 25, 2017, at the age of 61 due to complications following surgery. Though gone too soon, his legacy lives on through a filmography filled with iconic performances that continue to captivate audiences worldwide. Bernard Hill. Born on December 17, 1944 in Manchester, England, Bernard Hill delivered a commanding yet deeply human portrayal of Captain Edward Smith in Titanic. As the experienced but ill-fated leader of the ship, Hill captured the captain's authority, internal conflict, and tragic sense of duty as he faced an unavoidable disaster. His performance brought gravitas and emotional weight to the film, making Captain Smith a figure of both strength and sorrow. At 52, Hill's portrayal cemented him as a powerhouse actor, adding yet another unforgettable role to his career. Beyond Titanic, Hill continued to make an impact in cinema, most notably as King Theoden in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where he brought the same depth and nobility to the embattled ruler of Rohan. With a career spanning film, television, and theater, he remained a widely respected figure in the industry. Sadly, Hill passed away in 2024 at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy of powerful performances in some of cinema's most iconic films. David Warner. Born on July 29, 1941 in Manchester, England, David Warner brought a chilling presence to Titanic as Spicer Lovejoy, the ever-watchful, ruthless bodyguard to Cal Hockley. With his steely gaze and unwavering loyalty, Lovejoy lurked in the shadows, always ready to eliminate any threat to his employer's control, especially Jack Dawson. Warner's understated but menacing performance added an extra layer of suspense to the film, making Lovejoy a quiet but formidable antagonist. At 55, Warner once again proved his mastery in portraying complex villains with an air of calculated menace. A veteran of stage and screen long before Titanic, Warner had already cemented his status with roles in The Omen, Time Bandits, and countless other classics. His career spanned decades, effortlessly moving between film, television, and theater. Sadly, Warner passed away on July 24, 2022, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances. His ability to bring depth to even the most sinister roles ensures his place among cinema's most respected character actors. Jonathan Hyde. Born on May 21, 1948 in Brisbane, Australia, Jonathan Hyde brought to life one of Titanic's most morally complex figures, J. Bruce Ismay, the ambitious managing director of the White Star Line. Eager to secure his place in history, Ismay pushes for Titanic to break speed records, a decision that looms over him as the disaster unfolds. Hyde's performance masterfully captured Ismay's transformation from a self-assured businessman to a man consumed by fear and guilt, making him one of the film's more layered and conflicted characters. At 49, he delivered a portrayal that was both commanding and deeply human. Beyond Titanic, Hyde has enjoyed a dynamic career, taking on memorable roles such as the villainous Van Pelt in Jumanji and the scholarly Dr. Alan Chamberlain in The Mummy. His ability to seamlessly shift between drama and comedy has made him a standout talent across film, television, and theater. Now 76, he continues to work in the industry, proving that versatility and skill never go out of style. Susie Amos. Born on January 5, 1962 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Susie Amos brought warmth and quiet curiosity to Titanic as Lizzie Calvert, the granddaughter of Rose Dawson Calvert, played by Gloria Stewart. As Lizzie listens to Rose recount the legendary voyage, she serves as the audience's bridge between past and present, offering a grounded, empathetic presence alongside treasure hunter Brock Lovett. At 35, Amos delivered a subtle yet meaningful performance, making Lizzie a memorable part of the film's framing narrative. Following Titanic, Amos gradually stepped away from acting, shifting her focus to environmental and humanitarian efforts. In 2000, she married Titanic director James Cameron, and together, they've become dedicated advocates for sustainability. They co-founded the Muse School, an institution promoting plant-based education and environmental awareness. Now 63, Amos remains an influential voice in the fight for a greener future, proving that her impact extends far beyond the silver screen. Danny Nucci. Born on September 15, 168 in Klagenfurt, Austria, Danny Nucci brought energy and charm to Titanic as Fabrizio De Rossi, the lively, ever-loyal best friend of Jack Dawson. With his infectious enthusiasm and unwavering support for Jack, Fabrizio added a sense of warmth and camaraderie to the film, making him one of its most beloved supporting characters. At 28, Nucci delivered a performance that, despite Fabrizio's tragic fate, left a lasting impact on audiences. After Titanic, Nucci built a steady career in television and film, taking on a variety of roles across different genres. He gained particular recognition for playing Mike Foster in The Fosters, further showcasing his versatility as an actor. Now, 56, he remains active in Hollywood, continuing to bring depth and authenticity to his performances, while still being fondly remembered as Jack Dawson's unforgettable best friend. Ewan Stewart. Born on September 18, 1957, in Edinburgh, Scotland, Ewan Stewart made a powerful impression in Titanic as First Officer William Murdoch, one of the ship's key officers during its fateful final hours. His character was thrust into an impossible situation, making split-second decisions as chaos unfolded. Stewart's performance added depth and tension to the historical events, portraying Murdoch as a man caught between duty and desperation. At 35, his nuanced portrayal helped make Titanic's disaster sequences all the more gripping and emotionally charged. After Titanic, Stewart continued to build a solid career in film and television, appearing in projects like The World Is Not Enough, 1999, and Waterloo Road. Now 68, he remains active in the industry, consistently delivering strong performances. While he has taken on numerous roles, his portrayal of Murdoch in Titanic remains one of his most recognized and discussed, ensuring his place in cinematic history. Ioan Gruffudd. Born on October 6, 1973 in Aberdare, Wales, Ioan Gruffudd made a lasting impact in Titanic as Fifth Officer Harold Lowe, the brave crew member who defied the odds by returning to search for survivors after the ship's sinking. Though his role was relatively small, Gruffudd's performance captured the heroism and compassion of the real-life officer, making Lowe one of the film's most quietly powerful figures. At just 23, it was one of his first major Hollywood roles, setting the stage for a promising career. After Titanic, Gruffud's star continued to rise. He landed leading roles in Horatio Hornblower, played Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four, 2005, and later starred in the series Forever and Liar. Now 51, he remains active in both British and American entertainment, known for his charm, versatility, and dedication to his craft. Whether playing heroes or complex characters, Gruffud continues to leave his mark on film and television. Jonathan Phillips. Born on September 5, 1963, in London, England, Jonathan Phillips made a memorable mark in Titanic as Second Officer Charles Lightoller, one of the ship's senior officers who bravely assisted passengers into lifeboats during the ship's chaotic final hours. His character was portrayed as dutiful and courageous, and Phillips brought depth and authenticity to the historical figure, adding to the film's gripping realism. At 33, his performance helped solidify Titanic's emotional weight, highlighting the bravery of those who fought to save lives. Since Titanic, Phillips has built an impressive career in British television and film, taking on roles in acclaimed projects like Father Brown, Outlander, and The Death of Stalin. Now 61, he continues to showcase his talent across a variety of genres, known for his ability to bring complexity and nuance to every role. A dedicated performer, Phillips remains a respected figure in the industry, consistently delivering compelling performances on both the big and small screen. Mark Lindsay Chapman. Born on September 8, 1954 in London, England, Mark Lindsay Chapman brought authority and intensity to Titanic as Chief Officer Henry Wilde, a senior officer tasked with maintaining order as chaos unfolded. His performance added realism to the film's harrowing evacuation scenes, capturing the immense pressure and gravity of the unfolding tragedy. At 42, Chapman's portrayal of Wilde contributed to Titanic's emotional depth, showcasing the struggles of those who fought to maintain control in the face of disaster. Following Titanic, Chapman continued his career with roles in television and film, appearing in The Young and the Restless, Swamp Thing, and Planet of the Apes, 2001. Now 70, he remains active in the industry, known for his commanding presence and ability to bring gravitas to every role. With a career spanning multiple genres, Chapman is respected for his versatility and dedication to his craft, leaving a lasting impact on audiences. Richard Graham. Born on May 10, 1960, in Farnborough, Hampshire, England, Richard Graham brought a layered performance to Titanic as Quartermaster Robert Hichens, the man at the wheel when the ship struck the iceberg. Later seen manning a lifeboat, his character exuded cynicism and frustration, particularly in tense moments with passengers. Graham's portrayal added complexity to the disaster, showing the emotional strain and human flaws of those caught in the tragedy. At 37, his performance captured the moral and psychological weight of the role, making Hichens a compelling, if controversial, figure. Since Titanic, Graham has remained a steady presence in British film and television, with roles in acclaimed projects like Gangs of New York, Vera Drake, and Outlander. Now 64, he continues to take on gritty, morally complex roles, earning respect for his range and depth as an actor. With his ability to bring realism and nuance to every performance, Graham remains an admired and versatile talent in the industry. Paul Brightwell. Born on February 15, 1967 in England, Paul Brightwell brought a sense of duty and urgency to Titanic as Quartermaster George Rowe, one of the crew members tasked with managing lifeboat operations during the ship's final hours. His character was seen assisting passengers and striving to maintain order amidst the growing chaos, embodying the professionalism and responsibility of Titanic's crew. At 30, Brightwell's performance added a layer of authenticity to the film's gripping historical sequences, reinforcing the human struggle behind the disaster. Following Titanic, Brightwell continued to carve out a diverse career in film and television, appearing in major productions like Saving Private Ryan, The Fifth Estate, and Peaky Blinders. Now 57, he remains a dedicated and respected actor, known for his ability to bring intensity and nuance to his performances. Active across film, TV, and theater, Brightwell continues to captivate audiences with his depth and versatility. Ron Donacci, born on April 26, 1956, in Dundee, Scotland, Ron Donacci brought a commanding presence to Titanic as Master-at-Arms Joseph Groves, responsible for security and maintaining order aboard the doomed ship. His character played a crucial role in enforcing discipline, attempting to manage the escalating panic as the disaster unfolded. At 41, Donacci delivered a performance that added to the film's tension and realism, portraying the immense pressure faced by those tasked with keeping control amid chaos. After Titanic, Donacci built an extensive career in British television and film, earning widespread recognition for his role as Sir Roderick Cassel in Game of Thrones. He also appeared in acclaimed series like Doctor Who and Downton Abbey, solidifying his reputation for playing strong, authoritative figures. Now 68, Donacci remains a respected and active presence in the industry, known for his versatility and ability to bring gravitas to both supporting and leading roles. We truly appreciate you for sticking around and watching our video. Leave a 2 in the comments to let me know you are still here with us. Eric Braeden, born on April 3, 1941, in Bredenbeck, Germany, Eric Braeden brought grace and authority to Titanic as John Jacob Astor IV, the real-life millionaire and real estate mogul who was one of the ship's most famous passengers. His portrayal captured the poise and quiet dignity of one of the wealthiest men of his era, tragically lost in the sinking. At 56, Braden's performance lent historical weight to Titanic, adding another layer of authenticity to its grand epic scale. While Titanic was a notable moment in his film career, Braeden remains best known for his legendary role as Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless, a character he has played for over 40 years. Now 83, he continues to dominate daytime television with his commanding presence and unwavering dedication to his craft. With a career spanning decades, Braeden has built a devoted fan base and cemented his legacy as one of television's most enduring figures. Charlotte Chatton, born on March 14, 1975, in Hammersmith, London, England, Charlotte Chatton brought grace and quiet poise to Titanic as Madeline Astor, the young and elegant wife of John Jacob Astor IV, one of the wealthiest men aboard the ill-fated ship. At just 21, Chatton's portrayal added authenticity to the film's depiction of high society passengers facing an unimaginable tragedy. Though a supporting role, her performance helped enrich Titanic's layered storytelling, contributing to the film's sweeping historical realism. Since Titanic, Chatton has shifted her focus from acting to behind-the-scenes creative work, including screenwriting and producing. Now 49, she has embraced a more private life while remaining involved in the arts, continuing to contribute her talents to storytelling in new and meaningful ways. Bernard Fox, born on May 11, 1927, in Port Talbot, Wales, Bernard Fox was a veteran of stage and screen, known for his distinctive voice and impeccable comedic timing. In James Cameron's Titanic, he portrayed Colonel Archibald Gracie IV, a real-life survivor of the disaster who later documented his harrowing experience. Fox's portrayal brought both authenticity and a touch of historical depth to the film, capturing the Colonel's dignified presence amid the chaos. At 69, he delivered a performance that seamlessly blended Titanic's grand spectacle with the personal stories that made it unforgettable. Beyond Titanic, Fox enjoyed a long and successful career, charming audiences in classic television series like Bewitched and films such as The Mummy, 1999. Sadly, he passed away on December 14, 2016, at the age of 89. His legacy lives on through his memorable performances, forever cherished in both film and television history. Michael Ensign, born on February 13, 1944, in Safford, Arizona, Michael Ensign brought quiet dignity to Titanic as Benjamin Guggenheim, the wealthy businessman who met his fate with composed acceptance. In one of the film's most poignant moments, Ensign's portrayal of Guggenheim, dressed in his finest evening wear as he prepared to go down with the ship, added emotional depth and historical weight to the narrative. At 52 during filming, his performance contributed to Titanic's rich ensemble, capturing the diversity of experiences aboard the doomed vessel. A veteran of film and television, Ensign has built an extensive career, known for his distinctive voice and ability to take on a wide range of roles, from drama to comedy. He has appeared in numerous projects across decades, solidifying his reputation as a versatile and respected character actor. Now 80, he remains active in the industry, continuing to bring depth and gravitas to every performance.